I want to be.
There.
You all arrived here from Cyslodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Lagiel?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elda Menencia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan Lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elder Menancia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzelik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion!
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
I won't forgive you!
It's the wind! Air thrust! If they rush you, you gotta just recover, okay? Raging cascade! Here I never miss! Feel! Who wants to die and get you all tucked away?
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic, is it?
Still, it's a part of you.
Did you just heal me?
Yes. I knew you, remember?
Think astral energy!
Say no more!
You sure showed them.
All in a day's work.
Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. Look, Hoodle, one of your buddies. Hoo!
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Lightning raging cascade! Your mom radiant here! Searing flame!
Now or never.
Here I go!
No further!
Photon lightning descent!
A charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to start. Leave the chargers to me. Denied!
Air thrust!
The heavens must be smiling.
It's on! Come one, come all! I'm on it! Ready! Here I come!
I'll wheel you off!
I'm on it!
Healing circle!
Thanks.
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that.
You know
And
what?
still as humble as
Makes you realize what?
Maybe thinking too much gets in the way
A
sometimes.
comfortable win.
There's something in the water. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Where should I cast my line? There's a nice breeze here. Hup. I've got something. Dagnabbit! It got away. I've got something. That was disappointing. There we go. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
Ha! There we go. Ugh. 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 Good fishers always keep their cool. Yeah! There we go. You've got to know when to quit. Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Reel it in. Well, it's not bad, per se.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
There we go. Boy, that's a bit of a letdown.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
Now, where might those fish be? Reel it in. Boy, that's a bit of a letdown.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, Maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Did we really just spend that much money? Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
All done. Come and eat.
You okay, Shion? You're not eating very much.
What's wrong? Do you not like the cheese fondue that you made?
Yeah, I'm used to seeing you more excited about food.
You're not feeling sick, are you?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing like that. It's just...
What?
I guess I just don't understand what the appeal is. We could just as easily put everything on a plate and pour the cheese on top of it instead.
I suppose it lies in being able to decide exactly how much cheese you want. There's also something to be said for enjoying how it all turns out. It's fun.
That's fine and all, but I wish the plate-to-mouth time was shorter.
I think I understand. You don't like having to put in so much effort into eating something, do you?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Actually, now that I think about it, you're a way less fussy eater than you look, Shion.
In my book, there's no one right way to eat a meal. Tuck in, take your time, be dainty or devouring. As long as you enjoy the food, that's what counts.
There's no need to stand on ceremony while we're out camping in the wilderness.
Yeah, you're right. In that case, don't mind if I do.
I've never seen someone dump that much cheese on a meal before. Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Yourselves. This one's tough!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Megasonic thrust! Win! We got fire!
I got it! Let a marksman handle it!
Easter! All yours!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Take this!
Severing wind! Tear!
Now I'm in the... Gusty nail! No complaints from me.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Severing wind! Tear! Hurricane thrust!
Glacial spear!
Smash you! Airborne beast! My denied!
Nasty
Airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
It's over!
Now! Judgment! Astral energy! Full throttle!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance. First strike.
It's like trying to keep up with a wall. In the wind! Mega ray!
Severing wind.
Red stockpile! Annihilation! Condemn! Thunder blade!
Raining blast.
All day!
Blow away. Severing. It's time.
Lightning
You're finished.
in
In a bind?
Thunder blade!
Eagle fly.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this!
Take this. It's over.
Supernova!
Severing wind.
I'll tear you
Wind.
apart!
Prepare to be squeezed. Hurricane Gale.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course,
I sense a strange power from this.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
Surprised you know the terrain here so well.
I've got a really bad feeling about this!
Take this!
Here's Evo!
Rocket shell! Take
Azure Storm! First strike! Blast off!
Here!
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
I'll smash you!
Azure Storm!
Do it!
Arch Shield!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Fans in the wind! Go!
Come on, a roll!
Let me
Yeah,
ride
I
on my one!
Where are you going?
Photon, lightning condense!
Orochi Fury!
Thunderbolt!
Azure Storm! Rima!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over.
Stop memorizing my move! Ow!
Orochi Fury! Azure Storm!
Lightning condense!
I'm like bait to them!
Burn in hell!
Vanquish Dark!
Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up.
Take this!
Here's a
Orochi Fury!
Divine Strength!
Okay.
I never miss!
Azure Storm!
Vanquish Darkness!
An astral arc?
That's my cue!
You're mine! Shut him down!
Fantastic! Great! Amazing!
Shut up, Law! I'm trying to do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Just been smart. I'm only getting spirit flim! Burning strike!
Glacial Spear.
Here's Evo! Astral energy!
Say no more!
There! Go!
Prepare to be sealed! In a bind?
Azure Storm!
Will this help?
Dark Plasma Stone!
Champion Swirl! Healing Stone!
What's this?
Light! Glimmer Dragon!
You rely on that.
Azure Storm!
Searing Champion Reveal!
Orochi Fury!
Tunnel not in your dreams! Do it! Sion! Astral energy! Full throttle!
I need to be stronger.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're... comfortable with them, then?
Oh yeah, we used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You were messing around.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Never miss!
This time! First strike! Orochi Fury! Plasma Shot!
Blaze of Fear! Pierce Evil! Close one!
Swallow Dance!
Here goes! Freeze! Raging Cascade!
I'll smash you!
Visa and Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Plasma Shock! Talon Hurricane! Thunder
What's this?
Raging Storm! Tunnel!
Hey, now see that you don't get in trouble again.
Orochi Fury! First strike!
In a bind?
Where are you going? Jolene!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Mega Ray!
Swallow Dance! Orochi Fury!
Burning!
Plasma Shock!
Wind Astral Energy! Healing Circle! North Seal!
Do they not teach you to say thank you, Indana?
Not to a Renan, we don't.
Far enough! Plasma! First strike!
Oh, it's Pierce Evil!
Orochi Fury!
What's this?
You picked the wrong fight! Astral Storm!
Now!
Remote!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Little help!
Mega Armor won't
Save you!
In here!
Flew away!
Pierce Evil!
Away! Orochi Fury!
Take this! Can't get out of this!
Dance in the wind! Seal! Healing Circle!
Lightning Slash!
Here I go!
No! Let loose! I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough of it.
Yes, ma'am!
Orochi Fury!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that! Lars, get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one! Here's
Already on!
You picked the wrong fight!
Raging Cascade!
Orochi Fury!
Arch Field! I'm only gonna do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Step back! This one's all law!
Hi, Hoodle!
Orochi Fury!
I'll heal you all! Raging Cascade! Healing Circle! Dance in the wind! Seal!
I can only
I'll
rely
be
on
saving this one!
It's time! Easy and snelling to me. Yeah! And pummeling to me!
Do it! Astral Energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Here I come! It's too much! Damn it! Time to let it rip! Azure Storm!
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds!
Plasma Shock! Azure Storm! You're mine!
Wind
You're
Astral
finished!
Energy! Lightning Condense!
Not my finest.
Stay away from my friends!
Ready to go! Dance in the wind! Denied! Sleep now! Get on in there! Bring you back from death to this! Magic Kazam!
Azure Storm! Take this!
Ready! First aid!
Eat dirt!
Up and out!
Take this! You're finished! Here I come!
Lightning Orb!
It's over!
Dance to it!
Shock!
Blow away! Light Astral!
Here I come!
Perfect knuckle! Radiant Blood! Here! Do it! Kizara! Frozen!
Hammer!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
That equipment should come in handy. We've reached our destination.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I always... love the sound of hammers banging away. I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
I can't eat anymore.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while?
We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Now or never. Can't get out of this! Come one, come all!
Here I go!
Hurricane throw!
Armor won't fly, freaks!
Hurricane throw! Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
You're finished!
This one's mine! I never miss!
You're mine! You're mine!
Now hit it through!
Ignite! Let's
None shall escape my world!
Orochi's Fury!
Failed! Not on my watch! This is it!
Win! Searing Gale!
Do it! Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! We won that by a mile!
An opponent like this should be easy. Prepare to be seen! Can't get out of this!
An instant!
Azure Storm! Fabulous Storm!
Power of water! You got company!
I'm on it! Let's go!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Far enough! Anything in armor is all mine!
Not today!
Raging
Armor won't save you!
An instant! Feel!
Orochi's Fury!
Astral Arts?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Here I come!
Lightning together! An instant!
Now or never.
Sweet dreams!
Here I go!
Your
Now I'm
power
real
is a
mad.
spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic, is it?
Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
This!
Okay, here I go.
I'm on! Annihilation! We're in the home stretch, guys.
What she said? Eyes on the prize.
That focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out?
Burn in hell!
Do it!
I owe you one.
Kisara, frozen!
Hammer!
Lightning condensed!
My turn! I'm on! Here I come!
Thunderblade!
You're mine! It's over!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
No choice.
Here I go! Dragon Shell! Ready to go! Dance with the wind! Far enough! Air thrust! Astral energy!
Orochi's Fury!
Dragon Shell!
It got fired!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours!
Now you see what I
Do
can
it!
do! Kisara! All yours, Kisara! I'm on it!
My turn!
You're done!
You're finished!
I'll
finish you
here and now!
Where are you going?
Crumble! Thousand gales! Carry it
Burn!
Sight!
You're mine! I'll take you all on!
Do it!
Orochi's Fury! No further!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
With this, I can become even stronger.
I'm like bait to them!
Here's a healing arc.
Orochi's Fury!
What a relief!
Glimmer Gale Force! Raging Energy! Reload!
Swallow dance! Take this!
Nothing gets by me!
Sleep now.
Far enough!
Not in your dreams.
Blow its kiss! Blew away!
I'm out. I'm all sucked up. Annihilation.
The enemy wields ours too.
Raging. We'll soon see about that.
You're finished! Blew away!
Here's a healing arc. Raging Cascade.
The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms!
Comrades in arms.
What?
You're mine!
Sentimental?
Blew away!
Lightning orb.
Now I'm
It's
real
over.
mad!
Here!
Where was that came from? Raging Cascade. Judgment sealed.
Take this! Eat this!
I'll be safe. I never miss. Number one
Here I
Well,
come!
someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that.
And still as humble as ever.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then.